moon with Rahu, with the north node of the moon. And this is I've made a video about this. I've made it a moon with Rahu and Ketu with south and north node, but I want to make another one just for moon with Rahu and focus not so much on the karmic connotations of moon with Rahu, but much more on the character, what character qualities it brings, because it's considered one of the most difficult combinations in the chart of a woman in particular, because woman is a feminine planet, is the planet of emotions, and the emotional world is so much more important for most women. And for men as well, this will be there. But I'll give you a few examples with celebrities, for instance. Moon is the planet of contentedness, of receptivity, of feeling peaceful within yourself. It's like this intuitive consciousness. Imagine when you feel here and you're peaceful and everything is... If you have a great moon, this is how you feel. You adapt to every situation without drama, without any ups and downs, without roller coaster emotions. But when Rahu is with the moon, Rahu is like, gives an eclipse to the mind and to the feelings. A person becomes an emotional roller coaster most often. There are always exceptions. There are always people who are way more developed, who this will manifest for them in a different way. But I have a moon Rahu and I describe it. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person, but particularly you will be like emotionally like, woo, you know, one moment emotions are up, then down, then up. So it's total fun for those people. They cannot stay too much in a situation that is easygoing or boring or everything is running smoothly. They'll sabotage it and they'll create some drama themselves, because this is what they feel comfortable with. The moon shows what you're most used to, what is the most natural state for you. And Rahu is a roller coaster, is the demonic planet of vicissitude, chaos and changes. And these people just are attracted even to such situations. And especially women, they like the drama, or they like the ups and downs, even though they complain about them. But actually, if you left them to their own devices and life didn't throw them any such things, they would create them themselves. I know it as well. So it's very important, but these people are also very psychic. When you have Rahu with the moon, you become like an open psychic gate for outer info, for actually astro influences. So it's very easy for tramp souls and spirits, if you believe in that. I do. I don't see them, but I know a lot of people who do. And such astral beings and souls, they hover around people with moon Rahu, because these are so sensitive people. They're so highly emotionally sensitized that those spirits, they like to, they can influence such people. So such people are easily suggestible and influenceable with Sun Rahu. And those beings that hang around such people, they're not usually very benevolent beings. They want to suck out the energy, and they do it by, how do spirits actually feed themselves? By disturbing people's emotions, by creating either too much happiness or too much sadness. And this is not, and that's why the yogis are all striving for, you know, total peace and harmony, and they say nothing is worth disturbing your harmony, whether it's too much happiness, too much sadness. So this is how energy is stolen from a person. That's why those souls sit around the person and you know, with with moon Rahu person, and they're much more easily influenceable from even if you don't believe in spirits, from others' thoughts and emotions. This moon Rahu person, if it's in a room with people, they'll pick up the emotions, their feelings, they'll feel agitated or excited or whatever the general mode is. And they have to be very careful who they associate with. If you have Moon Rahu child, make sure you surround him with really good friends and people, moral, noble, because these people, Rahu Moon people, will go and pick up the bad habits. For some reason, this is how it works, because Rahu is a demonic influence, so such people are drawn much more easily to the more negative things like addictions, like obsessions. These people are quite obsessive as well. Obsessions about food, addictions. Moon Rahu people often go through a series of addictions in their life, whether it's through food, whether it's to people, whether it's to substances. And actually, once they overcome those, they become some of the strongest people. So they become a great spiritual force for change and driving change. But before that, in the early age, they can be a bit of a mess. You know, and they're much more susceptible to mental breakdowns and mental health issues. And the ancient astrologer said those people are wackos. And I can give you an example. Catherine Zeta-Jones has moon with Rahu. And these people, you know, she has her stage. She was recently to mental hospital. And maybe I'll be soon, you know. I'm close there as well. My moon and Rahu is there. But these women in particular are always very unique, because Rahu gives this sense of uniqueness, this different than anything else, because there is this magnetic sparkling energy, just like the devil is very attractive, you know. Just like the spirits are, and these people are kind of, the aura is sparkling and interesting, and very, particularly women with moon Rahu tend to be some of the most attractive women, like Pamela Anderson has moon with Rahu, but they tend to have the most roller coaster lives as well, the most crazy lives that happen. There is always something, some drama happening, often relationships. These people are not very consistent in their feelings as well, these women in particular, not so much for men. Men with moon Rahu tend to attract such wacko women and to fall, you know, passionately, deeply, obsessively kind of in love. And such women or men, they're obsessive people, as I said, but there is a good side to it, because they shouldn't stop being obsessive. God has given those qualities to them because it's part of their lesson, it's part of their mission here in life, in this lifetime. But they should learn to become obsessive about good things, because when you have moon Rahu and you're obsessing about alcohol, or about this sexy neighbor, or about some love from the past, or about something else, this is not good. This is destroying. That's why Rahu is a demonic planet. But you can take the devil and make him work for you, with the help of God, of course. And how do? You use this obsessive energy, this highly desirous energy of Rahu, which is like, Rahu desires all the sensual things. You use it for good deeds. You can get obsessed over sports. You can get obsessed over astrology, like I did. And you need to find some passion to obsess over, to take you out from the negative type of other obsessions that the person has, and for the other emotional roller coaster. When you put all your passion and obsession in something positive, whether it's a career, whether it's something that is positive, that's productive, like Gandhi had moon Rahu. When these people, there is no black or there is no gray, there is black or white there. They're either be drinking from morning to evening, and then go on a super healthy diet and just eat fruits and vegetables, or you know, just there is this super intense quality about them. So like Gandhi, for instance, he would go on no diet, that's not called a diet, it's called fasting, protesting against. He had such a goal and mission and obsession for achieving the freedom of India, the independence of India. And he did it in such a unique and different ways, because Rahu is a most unique and foreign and unusual planet, so it makes the person most naturally attuned to unusual things in life. Often such people might have interest to occult, to some kind of a more different things than others consider them fascinating, but a little bit wacko as well. And you see, Gandhi used this obsessive energy of Rahu moon for a really great purpose. So that's the same thing. You can achieve great things, moon Rahu people, great things in life. But we're in for a roller coaster, especially in relationships. Such women are so much hard work to be. Even though they're loving and sweet, they're just, the emotional world is like, woo! The men feel so magnetically attracted to them. They want to be around them because of this extroversion of feelings. This is what Rahu does. It's like a magnifying glass, which magnifies everything. And when it's with the moon, it's the emotions. So the woman would express her emotions. It will be like emotional vomit there. Not that they're too sensitive or emotional, not like that, but whatever they feel, they'll say it, and they'll make a bit more of a drama with it. They're not needy or something like that. It's not this more like extrovert emotionally. But it's a bit of a drive for the man, because also moon Rahu women, they're not sure what their needs are as well, because Rahu is this delusion. And they magnify certain needs which actually are not very realistic, and they go chase chimeras and unrealistic needs, and when they have them, they don't feel very, they say, for instance, they wanted to be with this man so much for 10 years, and they finally get him, and they're like, oh, okay, now the grass is always green on the other side with moon Rahu people. They're chasing always things that when they get them, or they either can't get them, there's some kind of chimera, so when they get them, Rahu is this grasping, unsatiable feeling, so they want more and more, and they usually go and try to fulfill their inner needs with outer things, like the more, and the same thing is with drugs, you know, no matter how shots of drugs you take, you need more and more and more after that. And it's the same way with anything that you try to satisfy your emotional needs, which is the moon, with outer things. And outer, whether it's trying to get the guy to love you, whether it's you saying, my life will start when I get this job, my life will start when I get a child, my life will start when I do this or that. You know, these people try to project a bit more, and the emotional happiness more dependent on outer things rather than on inner things. And that's why it's a painful situation for a woman with this position, and she needs to learn to center herself and find ways to satisfy her needs without being dependent on others, because she would always suffer, because she would always go after the next relationship, because she will always get dissatisfied and want a new relationship, a new career, a new something. And when a woman gets this awareness, and usually it comes towards the age of 40, 42, in the late 30s, from 35 to around 42 is when Rahu matures, when a woman or a man, for that reason, starts to get a more clarity. And no, actually they realize that chasing all those things and getting them never gives them full satisfaction. So then they calm their emotions down, and they learn to be more self-sufficient and not to chase after outer things. But sometimes, you know, if they continue doing it, even in their late 40s, you know, in their 40s and 50s, this can be very painful, because this is when mental problems can come because of this constant dissatisfaction that is there. So it's a difficult position, but it's fascinating. Again, as I said, they can make unique people. Rahu is a foreign influence as well. It indicates foreign countries and places. These people are much more likely to live in foreign places when they have Moon Rahu, or to associate in foreign relationships, and to be somehow different emotionally, have some kind of a quirk, emotional quirk, and some special spark. But at the same time, there is a very dark side to Rahu, the north node, which can be turned into positive, as I say, by this obsessive, by turning obsession for negative things into obsession for some good, more noble, higher goal. And the best goal is to get obsessed over God, just like Gandhi was such a strong believer. And such combinations, if a person is really mature, if it's had some work, spiritual work a lot, these people can open up. This is a combination actually, but for very mature people who start working on spiritual matters, on finding happiness within, on stilling the emotions, the emotional center, they can achieve union with God. They can actually, very highly aware people, maybe 1% of all, I'm not there yet. But it's very important for such people to meditate, to anchor themselves, to earth themselves within their emotions, so they don't blow up everywhere and make them do crazy things. And to have more control over their emotions, not in a way trying to, but by natural ways. And spiritual work always helps. Thank you. I want to talk a little bit more about men with this position, Moon with Rahu. Because the Moon is more female, it expresses more strongly in the female horoscope. And in the men, as I said, the men might attract females that act more like Moon Rahu, which are more emotionally transparent, whose emotions are out there always. There is a little bit of a roller coaster ride with such women. But at the same time, what it means is that such men are... Rahu is confusion, and such men might be very much confused about how to handle a woman, what the needs of a woman are. The Moon is the need. So such a man might be wonderful, faithful, loyal husband and father or whatever, or boyfriend, and he would always feel when there's something wrong with the spouse, because Rahu Moon makes you kind of psychic, but he would be very much confused about what to do, how to handle the woman, how to react to her. So don't be too upset, women, when you have, men with Rahu, because they might act almost insensitive. It's not like they're insensitive. They are confused. Rahu is this illusion that they don't know, that there's confusion. It's like a fog a little bit, that confusion about how to handle a woman, how to behave with her, what her needs exactly are. He feels something is wrong, but what are exactly those needs and how to satisfy them. This man with Moon Rahu come in this lifetime to learn, because Rahu is what we learn in this lifetime the most. We focus how to handle emotion and how to feel others' needs and how to learn to satisfy others' needs better. And usually they're not so good in early age at that, and they can be painful a little bit to be in relationship with, and because they're not aware of the needs of the woman so much. And later on in life, they learn through through trial and mistake to understand better emotions and feelings, usually through such highly emotional woman in their life, highly changeable woman like Moon Rahu describes. And Moon Rahu, for everyone, it's the moon is the imagination, and Rahu, as we say, it is like this lens which makes everything much bigger, but overactive and unrealistic sometimes. So such people have wild imagination, they can be some great sci-fi writers or fantastic, they can make fantastic movies, and if you see them all day zonked out, for instance, and just walking in a daze, often Moon Rahu people would look a little bit, they would often be because they're in their own head creating some big movie or just creating something. The imagination is super active. Sometimes the dream life can be extremely vivid, dreaming in colors at certain periods in their life, or they can, the bad thing with those is that the imagination being overactive and unrealistic, they can create and worry about situations which are not realistic. They can overly be fearful of something that doesn't exist really. They can create mountains out of molehills, as we say. It's something, say they have to do something new, or they have to speak with some other person, and they create this unrealistic image, what's going to happen and where it's going to go. And it can be difficult for such people. They can be more fearful than others in certain respect because of this crazy imagination. So they have to learn to recognize what is real and what is not real. And it comes again with age, around the age of 40, 42. When Rahu matures, these people have learned their lessons already about what is reality, chimeras, and what is more truthful within themselves. Thank you.